This is Tim with Faithfully Growing, coming to you with another growth moment. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the welcoming or welcome prayer, prayed by Father Thomas Keating. Keating was a Trappist monk who was a major influencer in the modern centering prayer movement. I hope that you can use this prayer and add it to your toolbox of spiritual exercises. In full disclosure, before I begin, I learned about this from my friends Sandy and Dwayne Hammock, who are soul care providers. And what I'm sharing to you today was composed by Sandy. You can find out more about the Hammocks on their website on mysacredjourney.com. When we experience stress or triggers or negative emotions, and actually this can even be used when we experience positive elation and celebrations too, but mostly when we experience and recognize interior reactions, coping mechanisms, and behaviors in response to triggers, something that happens or something someone says, etc. We can practice the welcoming prayer. We may have body sensations that come with events. For example, heart palpitations, hot or cold flashes, headache, neck tension, etc., in response to the trigger. When we sense these things and become more and more aware of our interior responses, we begin to understand that the triggers all relate to one or more of our basic fundamental core needs. And these core needs are the need for security and survival, the need for affection and esteem, and the need for power and control. The step we take in the welcoming prayer practice is what we call saying yes, or giving consent to the Spirit's presence and action in our lives to allow us to fully feel the emotion, acknowledge it, sense the physical responses in our bodies, welcome the emotion, and welcome God, Jesus, and the Spirit into the event, and then let go or unload it to them. Over time, it allows us to respond in love to others, but also to ourselves in kindness and compassion rather than react. We learn to continually turn and return to the indwelling Spirit in faith and trust with that situation or person. It will transform us and give us increased spaciousness and freedom in our interior world. Thomas Keating says of the welcoming prayer, the practice is a way of letting go into the present moment in the ordinary routines of daily life. It is used when our needs for security, affection, and control are frustrated or gratified and cause emotional reactions. It is a way of turning everything over to God. We will grow as we practice this in our contemplative life, have an increased awareness as we pay attention to our body sensations and reflect on our triggers. So here's what the practice involves. First, focus, feel, and sink into what you're presently experiencing in the event or trigger. Notice the emotion, sensation, thought, and commentary going on. Observe it. Pay attention to the particular feeling, emotion, body sensation, thought commentary, etc. Feel what is happening in your body. Sink into it. Do not resist it. Some people try to push down and deny what is happening because of their perception that it is bad or negative. The reason we pay attention to our bodies is that we know that negative emotions impact our body physiologically. So we can notice where we are carrying tension and stress. So we have to sit, get in touch with our body, and do a body scan. Number 2 is to literally say welcome. This is a sacred word that symbolizes our intention for consent to the presence and action of the Spirit. Not just tolerate our emotions, but embrace them. Say either out loud or interiorly, welcome. Step 3 is saying the letting go phrases. I let go of the desire for security, affection, and control. I let go of the desire to change this feeling or situation. Please notice that we do not have to figure out which of the core needs our trigger is related to. We're not to judge our emotions or try to figure out which of our core needs were violated or threatened. We voice all 3 in the prayer. It is a very simple practice. After about 30 days of using it, you will have it memorized. And as you begin to do it, we will all notice that it can happen in just seconds. Until you learn it, you can write it on a Post-it, put it in at your desk, your mirror, your car dash, etc., wherever you can access it when you need it. You notice a trigger, you acknowledge your feelings, and you say, welcome to the situation and emotion, and welcome to God, Jesus, Spirit, to enter in. Remember, you're giving consent to God's presence and action. We could say something like, welcome, Spirit, welcome. And then state the letting go phrases. God will use this to dismantle our false self and help us to live in our true self as God's beloved. It is surrender, consent on the go, turning to God in love and open to His presence and action. It is incarnational prayer. So as we begin to close out this moment, let's do this practice together, and I would love to hear your experience with this in the comments below. So let's take a moment and center ourselves, focus, feel, and sink into what we are presently experiencing in that event or trigger as we say the prayer together. So bring something to mind, an experience, something a person has said that may be triggering to you. Let's say the prayer together. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it is for my healing. I welcome all thoughts, feelings, emotions. I welcome all persons, situations, and conditions. I let go of my desire for power and control. I let go of my desire for affection and esteem. I let go of my desire for approval and pleasure. I let go of my desire for safety and security. I let go of my desire to change any situation or condition. I let go of my desire to change any person. I let go of my desire to change myself. I open myself up to the love and presence of God and God's action within me. Amen.